Welcome to VGK Today, presented by Circa Sports, where we take you behind the scenes with the defending Stanley Cup champion, Vegas Golden Knights. I'm Justin Russo with the Golden Knights on Wednesday, February 28th, with the VGK in the midst of a 5-game road trip and fresh off a 6-2 win last night over the Toronto Maple Leafs. The game served as a nice bit of payback for the VGK after Toronto grabbed a victory at T-Mobile Arena last week, and Vegas played a tight defensive game, getting the first goal and never looking back in an effort that William Karlsson described as a full 60 minutes from the Knights. It featured a strong effort from Adin Hill, another goal from Mason Morelli, and 2 from Jonathan Marchessault, giving him a career-high 32 in a single season with 23 games remaining.
Takeaway Pietrangelo feeding across, but it evades Marchessault. Lifts a stick to keep the puck in the zone. What a recovery against Nylander. Now toward the goal, a backhand save. Rebound off the post. Another try, they score. It's Marchessault. 4-1 Golden Knights, and it's a new career high for Jonathan Marchessault. For the first time in his NHL career, he has 31 goals. And the Knights are up by 3 in Toronto with 9:10 to go in the third. Marchessault had the last-ditch effort on the puck. It had gone off both posts after a backhand try from Karlsson. He had another try, and then Marchessault buried it, closing in from the left side. And it started, Gary, with a wonderful stick play, lifting William Nylander's stick to keep the play in the offensive zone.
Really good work by the Golden Knights, and this line is starting to hum a little bit, Danny.
That was the first goal for Jonathan, but the second one involved a bit of thievery. Alex Pietrangelo, late in the game, with the net empty, fired the puck toward the open cage from the Vegas D-zone, and Jonathan sneakily got a tip on it as it flew by him, snatching the goal from Pietrangelo, which got a pretty good laugh out of all the guys on the ice and on the bench at the time. Thought it was Pietrangelo's goal, but later on the scoring changed to Marchessault, and I think it's safe to say that Jonathan owes Alex a nice steak dinner sometime very soon. And though the highlight of Vegas' time in Toronto was indeed grabbing the 2 points against the Leafs, the team also got to take part in a special opportunity reserved just for Stanley Cup champions. After the break, Ashali Vise chats with Mario Della-Savia, an outreach specialist at the Hockey Hall of Fame, who oversaw the Knights' trip to the Hockey Hall of Fame Resource Center and Archives.
Hello, I am Kerry Buboltz, President and CEO for your Vegas Golden Knights. I am a proud board member of the Nevada Donor Network Foundation. With over 600 Nevadans waiting for a life-saving organ transplant, we can all do our part to bring hope to those waiting. I am partnering with Nevada Donor Network to raise awareness about registering to be a hero. I am a registered organ, eye, and tissue donor and proud Nevadan. Are you? Join us at wearenevadans.org.
Jack Daniels has always made whiskey, and if they have it their way, they always will. But there's one thing Jack can't make more of: moments. Those are on us to create. You see, hockey fans, we only get one shot at this thing called life. So let's make sure we're making the most of every moment, whether it's showing up for our team or sipping a glass of Jack while cheering at the radio. Don't let a single moment go to waste. Make it count. Jack Daniels.
Tennessee whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume. Jack Daniel Distillery, Lynchburg, Tennessee. Jack Daniels and Old Number 7 are registered trademarks. Copyright 2022 Jack Daniels. All rights reserved.
Well, Mario, first of all, how often are you told that you have the coolest job in the world?
A lot, truly a lot, and it's a lot of fun and it's a lot of excitement every day when we do it, for the fans, for the players when they have it for the day. So it's always a great day.
What do your responsibilities entail?
Well, making sure that myself and my colleagues, we go together and we make sure that the actual Stanley Cup or the other trophies that we have in our charge get on the plane and get to their destination.
What's your favorite part of that role?
I think getting there to the player or the coach or the equipment manager's place that they are at, the excitement on their face, as well as the excitement of their friends and family, and just looker-ons, if you will.
How would you describe the time that you spent with the Vegas Golden Knights organization in particular?
Big Golden Knights are a fantastic organization from top to bottom, from Mr. Foley right down to, the towel boy, if you will. It was a great time. The weather was phenomenal for them. The parade, the people at the parade in Vegas were thrilled to be there. And then every player, coach, equipment manager, trainer had such a wonderful time.
You're able to see a lot of them today as they came back for this tour. How does this differ from what a general tour of the Hockey Hall of Fame might be?
Well, it's it's the back scenes of the Hockey Hall of Fame, the 18,000 square feet of hockey history in the archives. They were enamored, as well as many other clubs that have won the Stanley Cup, and we've invited them to see what's going on. And they're like 12-year-olds, and it's wonderful to see. And the history that we have in this space is you can't see it anywhere else.
And you're obviously a huge fan and student of the game yourself. What is it like to see guys who have won the Cup come in here and have that fascination and still have that passion for the game and the history of it?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. I mean, it doesn't matter who it is. It could be Mark Stone, it could be Alex Ovechkin, Sidney Crosby, all the greats, Bobby Orr. Anybody that's a player, Stanley Cup winning champ, other trophy champion, they're thrilled. And also, not only the players, but the staff as well.
What do you find the players, coaches, guests that you bring through here most fascinated by?
You know what? The hockey cards are always fun.
Yeah.
The coach was just enamored by all the hockey cards, and because he remembered as a kid, 12-year-old, having hockey cards and so forth. The tabletop hockey, the freezer room where we keep our artifacts, the trophies that are behind us, the old jerseys that maybe somebody played in another league. So that's always fun to see.
Well, some great stuff there between Ashali and Mario, and you can check out the full interview between them on this week's Nightlife on Nighttime Plus. As you heard Mario mention toward the tail end there, one person who was especially excited to see some of the history on display, and the hockey cards in particular, was Golden Knights head coach Bruce Cassidy.
Well, you're behind the scenes, right? It's kind of where everything's stored and the process of keeping stuff fresh. I think that was interesting. Because you don't think of that, right? A jersey that might be 50 years old, like does it age that well? So, and then just stuff you might not see otherwise. For me, I collected hockey cards as a kid, so those little writing on the back, there was always a little anecdote about the players, and one of the guys, Craig, just showed me all the drawings of those. So all those little things that you would never think of, it's kind of cool.
Was there a specific card or a specific stick or?
Well, there's a Bobby Orr card. I think it's from the '72 season, so it'd be the next year it came out. And I had it as a kid, and it was taped up on my wall because there's a picture of it. And he had the 5 trophies he won behind him. So it was the Norris, Stanley Cup, must have been the Conn Smythe, and I think he was the leading scorer that year too, so it was at the Art Ross, and maybe the Hart for MVP, whatever. So, and I always thought it was the coolest picture ever because he was my idol. So we were trying to find it here. It's in here. They just couldn't dig it out that quick, but I think I still have it at home.
Well, of course, Bruce is such a hockey historian and a true fan of the game. You could tell how excited he was to be there and to get to view all the different artifacts that the Hall of Fame had to offer. And outside of the cards, Bruce, as well as Golden Knights forward William Karlsson, also gravitated toward all the old hockey sticks that the Hall of Fame had to show.
All these sticks here, right? Like, I have some at home. Like, Tretiak signed a stick for me. I was coaching in Indianapolis, and Chicago's minor league team, and he came and helped the goalies. And I have some of the guys I've coached over the years, so it's kind of cool, that they're now 20, 30 years old, some of these sticks, including some of my own I used when I was in junior. And you look at these ones and you go, like, it's just the technology is how much it's changed. It's kind of interesting. I think it'd be more interesting for these guys because they're like, how did anybody ever use one of these things? Because it's the weight of them. They're so heavy. It's all wood, right? It's not like now. They're, much lighter.
Prior to today's game, you guys had a practice and over at the Ford Performance Center where the Hockey Hall of Fame has its archives, and you got a private tour, got to see some cool artifacts. What did you think of that experience, and were there any particular artifacts that caught your eye?
Yeah, there was quite a few. It was fun looking through all the sticks. Obviously, Gretzky had tons of sticks there, but I think it was Bobby Orr's 200 something, right? Mm-hmm. And then we saw that really wonky Swedish-made stick. I don't know how to describe it, but it was a pretty cool stick.
Yeah.
So they had some pretty cool stuff and old jerseys. It's fun to see the old Swedish jerseys as well.
Yes, indeed. All sorts of international stuff. And now the Hall of Fame has some Golden Knights artifacts, too.
Mm-hmm.
That was William Karlsson after the game yesterday, joining the radio broadcast with Dan Duva and Gary Lawless. And as you heard Dan say, There were some new pieces in the hall to take in with a new Golden Knights display to celebrate last year's Cup championship, something that certainly got Bruce Cassidy very excited.
Well, that was pretty cool, right? So yesterday I walked over and went through the main Hall of Fame, and we lost 4 in a row at home. We lose to the Senators on the, you're not feeling great, and all of a sudden you walk through there and you see your display. I go upstairs and there's the ring and all the trophies we won. So you're kind of like, you're excited again to get back at it, and you're, so not as down after losing a few games when you see that.
Does it give you some juice to go on the rest of the stretch, some motivation?
It would for me. I mean, I love this stuff. I'm a hockey junkie, and I do collect stuff, and I was saying I probably have 7,000 hockey cards at home from when I was a kid, and I'll just pass them on. But some old sticks, as I said, and so for me, this is awesome. I would have loved to do this 30, 40 years ago.
How about that? 7,000 hockey cards for the Knights head coach. A true collector indeed, and great to see all those guys get an opportunity to make that visit to the Hockey Hall of Fame. Stay tuned after the break as we'll wrap things up on VGK Today.
Vegas! On behalf of Knock the Injury Law, Golden Pipes, Carnell Johnson.
If you've been hurt, Knock the is the word. Call 702-INJURED.
For Han Nakvi with Nakvi Injury Law. Imagine you've been injured in an accident. Now, do you want an assembly line law firm that treats you like a number and settles early for easy money? Hell no. Call me now for a free consultation at 702-INJURED.
Listen up! Your share at winning over $500,000 in free fuel and products is just a tap away with the Terrible Social House app.
Yes!
With a qualifying purchase at the pump or in-store, you can shop, spin, and win directly on your phone. Win free products that you can redeem instantly in-store, or if you're feeling lucky, you could land on free fuel towards your next fill-up. Shop, spin, and win. Download and play today. Terribles. Deliberately different since 1959. Go to terribles.com for more details.
Well, such a fun opportunity for the head coach and some of the guys to take part in that visit, and it's a neat wrinkle in Toronto that the archives are within the same building as the Leafs practice facility. So when you come to play the Leafs as the defending Stanley Cup champion, get your practice in, get to take a look at the archives, and really get an all-in-one experience that is a special look at the sport's past. So then from Toronto to Boston for the VGK, as they prepare for a tilt with the Boston Bruins at TD Garden tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific Time. And as a reminder for our listeners, whether it's a home or away game, all fans decked out in VGK gear get an exclusive 10% off their bill at Nellie's Southern Kitchen. Golden Knights goals taste even better with Nellie's mouth-watering Southern Delights. Looking even further ahead on the road trip to Saturday, when the Golden Knights are in Buffalo to take on the Sabres, you can take in the game at an official watch party at Overhang Bar at Circa Resort and Casino. Get together with your fellow VGK fans and enjoy a nice night on the Strip, taking in some Golden Knights hockey, again starting at 4 p.m. this Saturday, March 2nd, at Overhang Bar at Circa Resort and Casino. Thanks as always for tuning in to VGK Today. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe on your preferred podcast platform, as we'll be back each week throughout the regular season with new episodes. Justin Russo signing off for VGK Today, presented by Circa Sports.